my channel. First video. Oh my gosh. I was so ecstatic making this. I actually thought I was going to be nervous, but it was actually really, really fun. So I'm really excited to go ahead and just jumpstart this channel now. It's only right. So for my first video, it was only right to just go ahead and do a get ready with me using affordable products. I think using affordable products and incorporating those into your makeup routine is really, really important, especially when teaching you guys different looks. So everything that I use today, including the brushes and all of that, is affordable. I do want to just go ahead and say a little bit about me and just kind of give you a little bit of insight about myself. My name is Peace. Yes, like the symbol. You would not imagine how many times they ask me that at Starbucks. Seriously. I love makeup and all things beauty, cosmetics, skincare. I freelance on the side as well. I love food a lot. I also have social media as well that you can also follow me at. You can follow me on Instagram at Makeup by Peace, and you can follow me on Snapchat at Peace Be With You, and that's with 2 E's on the piece. But I will of course leave that in the description box below so that you guys can have that. I'll also be leaving products that I use in this video down in the description box as well too. I just hope you guys love it. So if you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe so you never miss another video. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. You already know what to do. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and just zoomed into my face so you can actually see what I'm doing. My eyebrows, as you can see, are already done just for the sake of time and kind of for the sake of this video, but if you would love to see an eyebrow tutorial, I will of course make a video for that. So I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing with my eyes today. I do want it to be affordable, so we're gonna stay there. My favorite eyeshadow primer of all time is the NYX eyeshadow base. I have mine in the shade Skin Tone. I think it's like number 3, but this is similar and very comparable to the matte paint pots, and I love this, and I get this from my local CVS. It was about $7, and this eyeshadow primer is so good. So I'm just gonna take this concealer brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go in to that pot, take some of it, and I'm just gonna put this all over my eyelid. Obviously I'm gonna blend this out, but I kind of like to put it all over my lid, even into my crease a little bit, just where I know shadow is going to be at. And like I said, I'm gonna blend this out, kind of like this angle. It's my good side. I think everybody has a good side though, like for real. Like, have you ever been taking a selfie and you take a selfie from like different sides, and then you always have that one side that is the best side? Like, come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. You gotta get that selfie right. I'm just gonna blend this out. So I just take my middle finger because I think it blends the best. I'm loving my nails, for real. I got them done like 2 days ago. They're so cute. Once I've already gone ahead and blended out my eyeshadow primer, I always like to go ahead and set it to prevent it from creasing. And my favorite way of setting my primer is by using a powder, so I'll just be using my Airspun loose setting powder just to go ahead and set it. Eyeshadow today, I was going through all my palettes and I knew I wanted to do something fall related, and one of my favorite affordable palettes has to be the Morphe palette, and not just any Morphe palette, but the 35O. Now I'm sure everyone has seen this before. Just gorgeous shadows for fall. Like, look at that wide range of colors. Like, I literally die every time I open this. I'm gonna be using this one. It's $22 and you get 35 shadows. You can't beat that. You can't. I'm just going to go ahead and take a fluffy blending brush such as this one. So for my transition shade, I'm gonna take this orange shade right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my crease as a transition shade. And as you can see the type of motion that I'm making, I'm doing windshield wiper motions, and then I'm going in circles to blend that color out. You don't want any kind of harsh lines. No matter what type of eyeshadow you're working with, you have to blend. You have to. Blending is very essential. I really do think this is my good side though. Now anytime I'm adding a transition color, I really like to go ahead and build that color up. I feel like it helps blend any other color that I put with it even better. It has this nice peachy orange tint to it. It kind of reminds me of like creamsicles, like the popsicles. You guys, I love food. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. I'm going to take this warm brown smack in the middle right there on the same blending brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that with the same transition color we've already applied and kind of more so focus in my crease. Also, the crease of your eye is just where your eye folds. All these browns we're working with really is making me want some chocolate. Like, so now I want to go in with something really nice and like bold for my lid. I really want something a little metallic and nice. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. I really like this because it's really dense and can really pack on color for the lid. So out of this palette, I'm going to go in with this fiery red color all the way at the end. It's the last color in the palette. It is just gorgeous. If you swatch it, it looks so beautiful. It's already so bold. I mean, look at it. Like, do you see that pigmentation? Like, I'm dying on the inside for real. This color also kind of reminds me of Cheetos. Not Cheetos Puffs, like the regular one. I don't like Cheetos Puffs. I'm not ashamed of my food obsession at all. Food is great. Who can agree? Come on, who can agree? So now that we laid that color, I'm going to go back in with my Sedona lace brush. That was the brush that I used with the darkest brown that we put on our eyes. And I'm just going to go and kind of run that on top just to blend out any harsh lines that that fiery shade got from placing it down. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone. I'm just going to take another eyeshadow shader brush. If I were to show you how many brushes I have, you probably want to slap me. So for my brow bone, I'm just going to take this pale yellow here at the end. Of course, I'm going to blend this out. Don't worry. I just like using a shader brush to deposit the color. I'm just going to take another clean blending brush with no product on it at all. And I'm just going to go in and blend out that harsh line. I get so excited when I do my makeup. Like, do you guys ever just sit in the mirror and you're just working away and you're just so happy with what you came up with, and then you just start smiling like that? Yeah, that's me right now. I'm going to come back to this Morphe palette later, but that's all as far as eyeshadow that I want to do with my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and use some eyeliner, put on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my eyeliner on. I went ahead and winged it out like I always do, and then I put on some of my favorite lashes on. So the first thing you always want to do is make sure that your face is primed. So my favorite primer that I love so much, the NYX Angel Veil primer. This primer is so good. It kind of dries down to this like pasty white-ish powdery finish, but this primer is so amazing. Like, it does not feel drying or anything at all, and it really does control my oils. So I like to dot, kind of make me a roadmap all over my face, you know? This is just my favorite way of applying it. Go ahead and take your screenshots, because I know you want to. This really also does help to really smooth out my skin. I don't really have textured skin, but if you do, I think you'll like this too. I like the tapping of the face thing, you know? Like. So now we're gonna go ahead and put on our foundation. My favorite foundation ever from the drugstore. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundations. These are amazing. Now you see I have two. I have the last two darkest shades, 112 Cocoa and 111 Sable. And I have to mix them because one thing that I do sometimes have an issue with the drugstore is the shade range as far as undertones. So 111 is too yellow to where it's too light for me, and then 112 is it has too much red to where it's too dark for me. So I have to mix the two to get my ideal shade. So I just go ahead and I mix these right on my hand, and then go ahead and paint it on. So after I go ahead and paint it on, I'll just go ahead and buff that into my skin. One of my favorite brushes from the drugstore is by e.l.f. and this is their e.l.f. buffing brush. It's $6, I believe, and it is so good for buffing out foundation. Like, I use it for all my foundations, high-end and drugstore. It's just great. Like, look how flawless this brush just blends out foundation. Like, I get so impressed every time I use it. So for highlighting and contouring, I'm using the same brand, but these are the LA Girl Pro Concealers. I love these. Full coverage concealers. Usually you can find these in like beauty supply stores, or of course you can go online to their website and buy them. They're about $3 a concealer, and they are so good. I swear by these. For my highlighting shade, I'm using the shade Fawn, and for my contour shade, I am using the shade Dark Cocoa. So the best way to blend out concealer in my opinion is by using a damp beauty blender or some type of beauty sponge in general. So my favorite from the drugstore is the Real Techniques beauty sponge. I also like to use concealer to clean up my wings and any eyeshadow. This video might be long. I hope you all have enough snacks. So for personal preference, I like to blend out my contour with my foundation brush. I feel like if I use the beauty blender, it kind of lightens up my contour a little bit because I used it with my highlight shade. That's why I love to go back in with my foundation brush, because it just makes everything blend together. It's just amazing. So I'll be taking my Airspun loose setting powder again, and I'm going to set with that. Recently, I've been loving using my Real Techniques blush brush as a under eye setter. I don't know. I double set my under eye. Look at me. Kind of look like a powdered donut. Now to set my entire face, I'm going to be using my black Opal loose setting powder, and I am in the shade Dark, 04 Dark. I really love this powder for setting all over my face. I can be honest with you with that. And now to put that all over my face, I'm using my, this is by Royal and Lang Nickel. This is a brush I found at Walmart, and it is so good. Girl, you need this brush in your life. Well, powder tornado. Powder tornado. A powder tornado is basically when I have too much powder on my brush and I go to apply it on my face and all that excess just like whoosh. Now to set my bronzer that I cream contoured with and to just go ahead and bronze my face, I'm going to be using my Covergirl pressed contour powder. This is in the shade Ebony Bronze, and I'm just going to take that on a fluffy angled brush like this one. I forgot where I got this from, but another alternative that I really like is using the e.l.f. blush brush. You can make this fish face if you need to. Story time. I remember when I was still learning a lot about makeup and I finally took time to learn how to contour and bronze and you know what all that actually meant. And I went to the store because I forgot who I watched that said that it was a really good powder. It was like the Black Radiance press powder or something in like Ebony. I was still so novice about brushes that I used the completely wrong brush. Like my brush was really dense and I would legit just like make a line like that and I just keep going. And I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose with the same powder that I used to bronze up my skin. I'm just going to take a smaller brush. It's more fluffier so that I can actually get in there. You know what I mean? It's just a nice addition. Another story time. When I tried to bronze my nose for the first time, my nose was like really skinny because I thought that that was how you had to do it. No. I like to contour my nose, but of course you can always skip this step if you don't like to. Now when it comes to blush, I kind of like mine to be a little bit neutral, like stay in the kind of peachy and pinky nude type of shades. So I really like this one by Wet n Wild. This is one of their color icon blushes in the shade Mellow Wine. Like I said, it's just really neutral and it's not too much. And I like applying this with a stipple brush. This is one by e.l.f. I like applying blush with a stippling brush because it just kind of diffuses the color really nicely on my cheeks. So for highlighter, first I'm going to go in with this cream highlighter. This is by Colourpop. The labeling has rubbed off because I use it so much. But this is in the shade Avalon. I don't know if they make this shade still, but I really like it because it's just really bronzy. And again, this is a cream highlighter. I love Colourpop highlighters. So I'm going to go ahead and take my middle finger and just get a little bit of this on my finger. And then I'm just going to tap this out onto my cheeks. Colourpop highlighters are just so pigmented, it's insane. So to set that cream highlighter, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Shimmer powder is what they call it, but it's a highlighter. And this is in the shade Sand-Gria Castles. Don't ask me to pronounce anything right because I can barely speak English, so it's okay. I'm going to take this on a fan brush. I like to use fan brushes to add powder highlights. This is by Sonia Kashuk. You can get Sonia Kashuk from Target. This is one of their dual fiber fan brushes, and it's really, really good. Just watch. Just watch. Oh, yes. I like to gleam. I like to be a walking disco ball. You be that walking disco ball. I just like to highlight it also on some of the high points, just a little bit, but mainly my cheeks. And I like this highlighter because it really matches the look. So now that we're done with the face, we're going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. We're going to go back and go into our Morphe 35O, and we're just going to finish up like the lower lash line and make any detailing corrections. So what I like to use for my lower lash line more than anything is the e.l.f. contour brush. It's one of their eye brushes, and it's just really round and dome-like and dense, so you can really get under your lash line. So in the palette, I'm going to go ahead and take all the colors that I put on my eye that were matte, and I'm just basically going to recreate that under my eyes. So I'm going to go in with the transition, then the warm brown, and then the darker brown. Now I want to add just a little bit of bling in the inner corners of my eyes, so I'm just going to go in with another like metallic-y shimmery color. And I think I want to actually go into the palette too, so I'm just going to take a smaller kind of bullet brush like this one. I'm going to take this shade right there. It's like a nice bronzy gold. I always tend to go with lighter shimmery colors for the inner corner as opposed to whatever I put on the lid. You want to make sure you blend that in as well. You're going to be a blending pro by the time you're done watching this video. I'm so serious. Now we're just going to go ahead and finish up anything else that you do with the eyes. I'm going to line my waterline with the Rimmel Kohl black pencil. I love this pencil. I swear by it. I also use this pencil to tightline my upper lash line as well. It's waterproof, and honey, this is not going anywhere. Now we're going to go ahead and put on some mascara. I'll be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. Love this mascara for my upper lash line. You can see it kind of fans out. Then you have the top tip that's a little bit smaller. So I kind of like to use that top tip to actually get my bottom. I suck at mascara. I'm just going to put that out there. And again, I'm just going to use that tip to really help get my lower lash line. Now for lips, I wanted to keep it nude because, I mean, the look is really bronzy. So to line my lips, I'm going to be using the Jordana lip liner in the color Coco Loco. Lip liner is basically two things. It is a guide for adding on your lipstick, and it is a filler. And then for lipstick, I'm going to go in with one of my favorite formulas for liquid lipsticks. This is the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Beauty Mark. It's just a nice kind of taupey brown, but it's still a bit warm to where it's not like gray. Like, I really, really like it. You can pick this up at Ulta, by the way. It's about $6.99. And of course, as the day goes by, your makeup cannot go anywhere. It cannot slush around or move or rearrange or get patchy. So you really, really, really want to make sure that you set everything overall. So to do that, you go in with a setting spray. My favorite setting spray from the drugstore. You can get this from Target. I love using it. I discovered this 5 months ago, and I've just been using it ever since. This is the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. A whole bunch of good stuff in it for you, but it just sets your makeup beautifully. My makeup does not go anywhere. It doesn't get patchy, and it doesn't slush around. So that's very, very important to me. Just drink it up. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. Like, I'm just living for bronzy tones and golds and reds and just all types of fall colors. Like, fall is legit my favorite season. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I have my social media in the description box below. I have my Instagram and my Snapchat on there, so follow me on those. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.